Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Legs, and I would greatly appreciate it if you would consider supporting me or supporting the channel by liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. It helps to get the videos out there and it inspires me to keep creating. In addition to that, I have a $1 channel membership, and if you'd like to go that extra mile to support the channel, to support this consistent and daily content, then I would greatly appreciate that. But there's no obligation. Really, the greatest thing you guys can do for me is just engage with the videos in any capacity you can. That really does help the algorithm do the thing. And I've definitely seen y'all have been engaging, interacting. The algorithm is doing the thing this season of Love Island. So thank you guys so much. We today are going to talk about episode 10, season 7. And well, I feel like this episode wasn't the most like rah in terms of things. There was a lot of different things that we had happen. We saw the bombshells start to make connections with people. We saw cracks starting to form in quote unquote established pairings and more. So let's jump into this episode of Love Island. So we end off on the heels of the game. And remember, Huda and Jeremiah, they had kind of had a little tussle. Huda literally called the new girl a bitch, a bee. And I guess we get no further explanation about all of that. I thought we were going to get a little more thoughts on it, but instead we pick back up with the restraints being loosened.
Hey. Fucking gorgeous as fuck. What an entrance. Oh my god, I can't wait to get to know you.
All of the boys are being freed, and of course everybody goes to settle down into their girl chat and their guys chat.
So how was that?
Oh my god, I'm excited. I truly have never kissed that many people.
So in the guys chat, Pepe and Jaylen, they introduce each other. Nick makes a little joke that he was hoping they would be a foot and a half shorter, but Pepe, he used to play professional basketball and now he has an after school gym. And Jaylen, he is a southern guy from Georgia. I think he said he's from Sparta, Georgia. That's a very small town, apparently. I think it has only 1,000 people, he said later in the episode. I've never heard of that place. But we know Alandre, my girl, likes a southern man. So I was ready to hear that. Pepe is one of those people who looks different in every single light that you look at him in. Let me tell you. Pepe's a catfish. I don't know how Pepe is a catfish on camera, but every single light I look at this man in, sometimes I'm like, okay, I see him. And other times I'm like, So we're gonna have to see on Pepe. So in the girls chat, Iris is introducing herself a little bit more. She is from LA and she is a spray tan artist. Now she is asking everybody what kind of connections they have, what are the different pairings looking like. Everybody says they're pretty much still open to exploring, except for Huda, who says that she and Jeremiah are the strongest couple here.
We're not officially closed off in word terms, but as of right now, like, he doesn't want nobody else. I don't really want nobody else. We're very happy.
And I'm like, okay. And she's like, so are you guys closed off? How does it look? She's like, well, Huda, she's like, not really. We're not officially closed off, but it's definitely the two of us. In the confessional, Iris sniffs BS immediately, and she says, look, I understand that she's claiming that they're closed off, but I can definitely see some cracks in their relationship. Ooh, girl. And I was like, hey, Iris, girl, that means you swoop in and make a move, girl. You make a move. So the new bombshells do start to pull people for chats. We first have Pepe and Hannah.
This is a matching tattoo with my best friend.
Okay.
Angel number.
Angel, I have 444 right there.
Shut up.
Now, Hannah says that Pepe is basically her type to a T. And honestly, as I was watching this conversation between the two of them, I'm like, Charlie, you're cooked. You are absolutely cooked, Charlie. Y'all put in my comments, he likes sus stuff too. So I thought he was fine, but I guess that's not the case. But you are cooked, Charlie. We see Hannah. She is absolutely melting into a puddle over this guy. And boy, I guess it's true that Hannah likes the chase and she has commitment issues. We learned that news 1 episode ago, and we are definitely seeing it because, boy, Charlie is surely not in her head right now. Now, Iris and Nick, they are having a conversation.
Yeah. And you didn't have that in like your last relationship?
I would say no. It was It was hard because it was long distance.
My last relationship too.
Nick also claims that Iris is his type to a T. They are laughing very, very loud about different things, just having banter. And then, of course, you got Sierra across the villa like, what's so funny over there? But I don't know, the way she said it, I thought it was very, very funny. Now, Iris and Nick do bond over the fact that both of them, their last relationship was long distance. Okay. Nick says that for him, he had a hard time listening to Iris talk because he was too focused on her body. That's what he says in the confessional. I'm like, Nick is a menace. Nick will never continue to not be a menace. But as they're talking, Sierra does the classic Love Island walkthrough and shall. So Jeremiah and Huda, we pick up mid, Huda complaining and nitpicking something else.
Going on, so.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I know that you hate when I like dominate and shit, so.
I don't hate it.
This time she's upset because she feels like Jeremiah could do a little more in the relationship. She cites that Ace did the hibachi and Taylor did the dancey thing. And I love how she cited Taylor doing the dancey thing when actually that was Ace's idea. Taylor has literally been being told by his father, Ace, in this house what to do to impress Alandria. But anyway, I digress. Jeremiah's like, what? Like, I'm gonna be honest, you told me a lot this week. I had a lot to process with things. And again, I feel like you're treating me like a child. She's like, okay, but I just want you to do a little more. I just want you to show that you like me. He's like, I thought I did show that I like you. Which, again, I think everybody has very, very different love languages, but at least based off of what we've seen on this television show, Jeremiah has brought her breakfast. Jeremiah literally does not talk to any other girl. He's always with her for the most part. I'm just not entirely sure what Huda wants. Again, when Huda talks about love, it very much gives, I am 24 years old. I want to show off and rub my relationship into other people's faces. And I don't know, not everybody is like that. So Huda claims that again, that she wants him to do the little gestures. Jeremiah claims he doesn't always really think about the little things, but it doesn't mean that he doesn't love her. They go back and forth about everything. Let me see, did I forget anything else that they talked about? Huda says in the confessional that she loves her man being obsessed with her. Maybe that's just the way that she likes a man to treat her. She feels like a lot of the other girls are getting the princess treatment, but she's not getting that. And I just thought that was so interesting because I'm like, girl, you're idolizing Alandria and Taylor's relationship, and Ace, who everyone swore was on Shelly, but as soon as another bombshell came in tonight, his eye has already wandered. Are those the relationships that you're idolizing, Huda? And again, let's be so for real. You never need to beg a man to do the small things for you. If a man wants to do the small things for you, he's going to do them. From 3-4 days ago, have believed that Jeremiah is slowly and probably quickly now getting mentally checked out of this relationship. And it's very clear because when a man likes you, you're not going to have to tell him to do things more than once. But the reality is that Huda, we saw you guys yesterday have that conversation about him doing more, him stepping up. So give him a chance. I just feel like for Jeremiah, he's definitely getting to a point where it's becoming so laggy. He's feeling so lagged down and bogged down by this relationship. And the two of y'all should just split up and talk to other people, especially Jeremiah. So Jaylen and Alandria are having a conversation. And I'm like, yes, finally, someone for my girl.
And Taylor's relationship.
We're good, I guess. We've been coupled up since, day one?
So they both relate on being from small towns. Jaylen is from a town of 1,000 people in Georgia. Alandria is from a small town in Alabama, I believe it was. Meanwhile, across the villa, Ace and Taylor are sitting there, and Daddy Ace, once again, is telling Taylor how he should feel in his relationship. He's like, look, you need to step your game all the way up at this point, okay? You need to go in hard. And I'm like, save it, Ace. If Taylor wanted to step his game all the way up, he would have done it already. But back in the Alandre and Jaylen conversation, she is definitely feeling him 100%. She feels like immediately they both caught each other's eye. Jaylen also admits that she caught his eye when he walked in. So in the confessional, Alandria says that she is very much interested in Jaylen. She is nowhere near closed off, and Taylor knows that. So she is definitely willing to explore that connection. And I was like, yes, finally someone for my girl, because I've been tired. Alandra is too damn gorgeous to be dealing with a guy who wants to play games and drag his feet around the villa. So Amaya and Pepe, they also have a chat.
And then siblings?
I'm the oldest.
You're the oldest?
And I have 4 siblings.
Okay.
And we have a big age gap.
Okay.
So I have a 6.
For Amaya, she said that she's going through a roller coaster of emotions. I believe she's very excited to meet Pepe. They link on the fact that they both have Hispanic heritage. Amaya, I believe, is Dominican, and then Pepe is Spanish and Cuban. So Amaya does talk about how she has a big family. She's from New York. She has 4 siblings. I think her youngest siblings are 1 and 3. So again, they both just kind of bond on those aspects of having sort of similar shared heritage. Now for Amaya, she feels like Pepe is sent from the gods. She loved how Pepe let her talk and he didn't interrupt her. And overall, it seems like Amaya is very interested in that connection. Look, I'm going to give a hot take. I like Amaya. I do. I know I gave Amaya a lot of ish when it came to her and Ace a couple of episodes ago, but I like Amaya. I do. I do. I hope Amaya stays. Take it or leave it. I think especially in these last couple of episodes when we've seen Amaya kind of cool down, I think Amaya's cool. I really do. And honestly, I said it during the Ace stuff. Ace is the kind of person that I feel like would drive you to a crash out. I really do. And we saw what he did to her. I have a feeling we're starting to see the makings of him doing the similar thing to Iris. But anyways, we will get into that later in the episode. So it is bedtime. Iris catches Jeremiah real quick before bed and says, hey, look, I just wanted to let you know I wanted to pull you for a chat, but I heard that you were pretty much almost closed off. So just wanted to let you know that. And I'm like, this is the problem. I feel like once again, Huda and Jeremiah, they have really compromised the integrity of Love Island, where week 2, people have to feel like, oh, I want to pull you for a chat, but I know that you're closed off, so I don't want to get in the middle of something. I just don't like that. We are on week 2. These are still the weeks where people should be talking and exploring and figuring out. Maybe you're starting to get into a more locked in pairing, but the reality is those two have never had the opportunity to explore anybody else, and it is ridiculous. So in bed, Jeremiah and Huda, they're whispering and they're fighting again. This time, Huda is like, I'm just wondering if I'm gonna have to worry about you. I don't know. When we get out of here, do I need to be concerned? Can I trust you? He's like, what are you talking about? I feel like every time Huda says something, it's some crazy paranoia. It's very clear that Huda has some strong relationship trauma, that she is just blah, 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 word vomiting all over Jeremiah. So she's like, well, will you share your location when you get out of here? Would you be willing to do that? He's like, I'm going to be honest, I don't really like that. I'm not really like that. And again, if you need to ask for your man's location, ask for all your man's passwords, ask for all your man's everything, you don't trust him, girl. You don't trust him. You do not trust this man for some reason. And you guys are in the villa and you've known each other for 2 weeks. So it's not necessarily an issue, the lack of trust on either end, because y'all barely know each other. It's the fact that you guys are acting like you're supposed to be a committed couple. I mean, Jeremiah is dang near a stepdaddy at this point. And you guys don't know each other. You've known each other for 2 weeks. Huda, I'm gonna need you to get it together, girl. I can't believe this girl is one of the most popular. I was searching everyone's Instagrams yesterday and she has the most followers out of everybody right now. I can't believe it, child, because watching this, I just feel like watching, 24-year-old toxic love nonsense. And it's entirely too much for me. So in the morning, Nick bakes breakfast for Iris. I'm like, okay, Nick. Huda complains because Jeremiah brings her a plate of pancakes and the pancakes are undercooked.
Dang.
Oh, no protein for you?
No. You realize we all gotta take a turn on the stove, right?
She's also like, no protein? We later find out she has to throw the pancakes out and remake them herself. Now, Iris is telling the other two male bombshells that she got the ick from Jeremiah because he has a hickey on his neck. And she's so fed up with Huda trying to mark her territory. And I agree. How old are we? Who the F is giving hickeys anymore? I know these people are 24 and less, you know, they're younger, but ew. I totally agree with Iris. What are we doing? It is giving very high school love. It is giving very, this is my first boyfriend and he's my true love and I'm going to be with him forever. And for Ace, he's just filling in Nick and the other guys that he is in no love triangle and that Shelly knows where home is. And I'm like, okay, okay, Ace. So, as expected, Nick, the villa cook, meditation teacher, everything, he is teaching Ace and Shelly a meditation class. Shelly really loves that Ace is putting his best foot forward, and he's planning these out-of-the-box dates, which really do make her feel loved. So for right now, while she claims she still likes Austin, she does feel like Ace is really doing his big one over here, and that is getting her attention. Huda and Jeremiah.
You should thank your boy Taylor. He helped me with like my breakfast today.
So Huda sits down and is like, I mean, the pancakes you made were undercooked. I appreciate the effort though. And he's like, what? Oh, I feel like Jeremiah is always like, huh? Like sometimes I'm like, is Jeremiah faking the huh? Or is he really this like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it does really catch him off left field because I feel like Huda is one of those people that will just come to you and just dump it all super quickly. So Jeremiah's like, she's like, are you gonna eat your breakfast? You need to eat all your food. He's like, why? She's like, 'cause you're a man. He's like, okay, mom. She's like, okay, why are you acting like this? And it was just so weird. I do get it. I do understand. I think once again, this concept of taking care of your partner and sort of like making sure they're good. I think when you're in an established relationship, that's a little more normal. But again, I can imagine for Jeremiah being like, we've known each other for 2 weeks. I don't need you to tell me to eat my breakfast. I barely even know you. To be honest, at this point, I should be showing you that I'm a man and I got it under control. Just saying. I can understand why Jeremiah might be a little like, what the F, you know? So Huda then starts to get into how, well, you know, Taylor helped me make breakfast this morning while you just stood there. So I don't really know. I feel like this is how I like my man to treat me. Jeremiah's like, so every good thing I've done goes away when I've made one little mistake. And that is fair. I do think we notice Huda is very, very, very micro focused on the negatives. And I think a lot of people do this. The problem is this is the kind of behavior that typically happens in relationships where you've been with someone for a long time. And maybe y'all are going through a rough patch and you're starting to notice all you do is focus on the negatives. The problem is y'all are still in the early days. So you would think that the good things are sticking out more than the bad things. So for Huda, she says in the confessional, that's how she likes her man to treat her. She likes her man to show her that she's a princess and do everything for her. Pay attention to, by the way, to how she mentioned Taylor helping with the breakfast, because she claims basically that Taylor stepped up, saw her making breakfast, and he just decided he was gonna go. And Jeremiah's like, so you're gonna rub into my face that someone else helped you make breakfast? Why would you need to mention that? Why would you need to say that? Which, agreed, in my personal opinion. Okay, so everybody literally helps everyone make breakfast in this house. It's not that big of a deal. You guys live in a shared villa. I don't know. I feel like this relationship is to the point where, I don't know, you know, if you ever had like a homegirl or someone you know in your life where it's like all she and her man do is fight. And you're at a point where you don't have anything more to say. There's no more analysis other than just break up. Because Jeremiah lets out a little like, And she's like, are you laughing?
You want to know the difference between when you have a problem versus I have a problem? When you tell me something, I'm concerned and I want to make sure you feel okay. When I bring up something, you look at me and you laugh.
Are you laughing? Okay, when you bring up a problem, I listen. I hear you. When I bring up a problem, all you do is laugh. Jeremiah's like, I'm not laughing. What are you talking? She walks away. She storms off. I was like, just break up already. Jeremiah, be a man and stand on your 2 feet and leave this. If you have an opportunity to pick somebody else, do it. Because this is giving old married couple. This is not giving, we met 2 weeks ago and we're getting to know each other. And it's very, very clear that y'all have a lot of fundamental differences in the way you view things. If in the first 2 weeks, y'all are already getting into these kind of fights, and I know Love Island accelerates the process because you live with each other, you're with each other 24/7. You guys are already seeing what it would be like on the day-to-day. For Jeremiah, it's definitely giving that every minute of every day, Huda is going to be expecting more and more and more and more. Huda gives me the type of person that is never happy. All we've seen these past 3 episodes is her complain about what Jeremiah doesn't do. And I'm not sitting here saying that I think Jeremiah is the top of the top and he's doing every single thing ever. But we have seen Jeremiah prioritize her. We have seen Jeremiah close himself off to everybody. So to me, it's like, I just don't. Huda seems to have a fantasy in her head of what the perfect relationship would look like. And now she's trying to regurgitate that onto Jeremiah. And I feel like that, I don't know. Maybe some of the whole, is Huda playing the game. No, I'm kidding. I think Huda is Delulu. I think she likes him. But I do think this does not necessarily bode well for those people who think, those people in the villa who are like, is Huda playing the game? Is she being genuine? Because it seems like she just has this idea in her head of what she expects the relationship to look like. And she's not necessarily looking at the relationship for the two of them themselves and how they both show that affection to one another. So I don't know. So Jeremiah goes to fill Nick in on the fight, and Charlie, I believe, is there. And for Jeremiah, he is very, very conflicted on whether or not to move on with Huda. It's starting to feel like a lot. And again, this is Love Island. If something starts to feel heavy and irritating, move on to the next one.
I never said that. Like, what do you mean? I never said that.
It's just, I don't know if I pivot soon or I try to work things out.
At the end of the day, bro, she's not your girlfriend. It's
no offense. This is Love Island week 2. Week 2 at that. So Huda fills in the girls and she's saying, he said he would set up everything and he said he would do all of this and he claimed he would do more and he's not doing any of it. And it's like, Huda, maybe this isn't the show for you. I keep saying this. I feel like this is not the show for Huda. Maybe Huda needs to be going on Love is Blind or something. She's a little young though, but child, she needs to go on something. I just don't think this is the show for her. So Iris finally pulls Jeremiah for a chat.
You know how to play for real?
Yeah.
That's super tough. I love that. Intellectual.
Chess is really good because it teaches you to think 10 steps ahead.
Yeah.
And they start out talking about interest. He is smiling from ear to ear when he talks about his interest. They both bond over chats. And I'm like, Jeremiah, look, doesn't this feel kind of good to you to have a normal conversation with somebody else? Maybe somebody else that you're more well suited to. That's, I feel like, another thing about Jeremiah and Huda. They clicked up day one. We don't even know if the two of them have similar interests or similar anything, because he's never had conversations with other people to find out if he's more alike with somebody else. Child, I don't know. I just don't know about the two of them. Now, Iris is like, well, I did hear from Huda that you guys are pretty much locked down, so I just wanted to get some clarification on that. Jeremiah does say, yeah, I mean, we are pretty close. We had a rough morning, but I feel like I cannot let all of that kind of jade and cloud what we do have. So for Iris at this point, she's like, you know what? Okay, cool. I respect that. In the confessional, she does say, though, that it is so high school, the way Huda has to continue to mark her territory. And I agree. Just like Jeremiah can't even have conversations with people. He can't even be open to other people. I don't know. In this conversation, you see, the two of them bond over chess. Jeremiah plays, I don't know, he said he plays competitive board games or something. I didn't hear. Sorry, I'm not gonna lie. But it just seemed like there could have been a little spark there, but Jeremiah is going to completely close himself off to the possibility for Huda. And no offense, but we don't see you and Huda even having similarities at all. But that's just me. So Pepe pulls Sierra for a chat, new bombshell Pepe. They talk a little bit about Pepe's professional basketball career and now how he has a gym. Then they start to talk about how they both like kids, but when they can return them. So like Pepe, he runs the after school. He likes it when he can go home. Sierra likes being, I think she's an auntie or something, but she can give the kids back to her sister or her brother or whoever. But Pepe does claim that Sierra is also his type. I'm like, okay. Are we about to see a little something? So Austin is teaching Taylor and Alandria a meditation class. I'm like, if there's one thing Taylor's gonna do is he's gonna rip off everything that Ace does because he don't like this girl and he has no idea how to pretend that he does.
Pushing. Boom.
Oh, shit.
What the fuck?
It takes work and years to master this.
So Charlie's in the back of this whole thing saying, now he's like clapping. He's like, yeah, they keep panning to Charlie during this entire class. But for Alandria, she is wondering in the confessional whether or not Taylor actually likes her or whether or not he's just putting on because there are new bombshells here. And I'm like, ding, 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 Alandria. I love it. I feel like Alandria and Shelly, they're both very smart, especially Alandria. She is, to me, the smartest person in the villa. Point blank, period. So Ace and Iris, they have their first conversation.
Day 3.
It's not real.
It's not real
No.
to me. So it's just like,
I've had like 3 dates with someone and they told me like,
you're in a relationship now.
yeah.
So Ace asks Iris, what are your non-negotiables in a relationship? She says marriage. And Ace says, you know, for him, he's trying to find somebody here that he can connect with, build from the bottom. He really wants to get to know somebody. So for Ace, he claims that the reason why he's taking things slow is because he would immediately give a girl the world beforehand. He used to like her, give her everything, but that has burned him in the end. So Ace does let Iris know he is excited to get to know her. And during this whole conversation, he is smiling from ear to ear. You could tell that he is interested. He's open. And I'm like, okay. Well, where's your number one pick, Shelly? Your number one pick, Shelly. Just wondering. While Ace is blossoming new connections, Shelly is meanwhile letting Taylor and Alandria know that, yeah, you know, Ace did his big one in here. I love romance. That is definitely something that has been on my eye. And I'm like, oh boy, oh boy. You know what? That's why I give props to Shelly for still maintaining that fake connection with Austin, because you just can't trust Ace. You just can't trust Ace. It's given all over the world vibes with Ace. That's just what it gives to me. So anyway, Huda and Amaya. Huda is telling yet another person that Jeremiah does not do enough. She is literally going around to the whole villa saying, he doesn't do enough. He said he would do this. He said he would do that. And I just think it's funny that she is talking to the girl that she just called a messy bitch. I thought Amaya was a messy bee. You ain't like that girl 2 days ago until you realized she wasn't into your man. I just don't like it. I just don't like Huda's attitude. Please get Huda out. I know she's not, because she got the most followers and clearly she is beloved by some of y'all. But I just cannot do it with Huda. She is so annoying to me. I feel like she is so fake. She is so two-faced. And it's just giving childish. It's giving childish. So it is nighttime. Time for more shenanigans. First off, Iris lets the girls know that she did talk with Ace. And they pan to Shelly and I'm like, oh my God, stop it. Now, Ace does also let Taylor know that he talked with Iris, but he says keep it on the hush for now because he's still planning all these things out with Shelly and trying to see how things unfold. So it seemed that he was trying to make it that he's still fully on Shelly. Okay, we're gonna see. Because remember, Ace said that he is 100% on Shelly now. He's putting all his eggs in his basket with Shelly, basically, is what he said. That he's full steam ahead, just focusing on the connection with Shelly. So let's see if that's actually true. Alandria wants to know if things were true with Taylor, if once again he's actually starting to feel something, or if it was just because there's a new bombshell. And last but not least, Taylor and Ace, they have a little bit of a conversation in the dressing room. And Taylor's like, yes, or Taylor and Jeremiah, sorry, they have a little bit of a conversation in the dressing room. And Taylor's like, yeah, you know, Huda asked me to help her make pancakes. And Jeremiah's like, record scratch, freeze frame. Hold up. She asked you? Because the way she presented it to me, she made it seem like you just stepped up and helped her. Ooh, child, that's already just the dressing room conversations. Let's get to when everybody gets outside. So they play truth or dare for like 30 seconds and Sierra's like, Austin, I dare you to act out your favorite sex position with Shelly. So he picks her up and he got her going and all of this. You see Ace's face, but Ace is turning his neck and he don't want to play. Ace don't want to play. So Nick and Iris, they do have a conversation.
Nothing going on in their face. You know what I mean? But I swear the gears are turning and I was like wanting to talk to you. When you walked
Nick does say that Iris really caught his eye from the beginning, that he really wanted to get to know her as well. Iris, we know, also said that she was on Nick from what I remember. To me, when they were talking, I didn't feel like Iris was feeling it as much with Nick as she was feeling it with Ace. Personally, it could just be me and the way that I was viewing it. But Nick in the confessional says, oh my God, I just got out of one love triangle and now I might be in another one. And once again, Nick is such a menace. They do both agree, though, that they want to get to know each other. And Iris does like Nick a lot. She enjoys talking to him in her confessional, but she does say that she felt a little bit more chemistry with Ace. So Sierra and Pepe, it seems like Pepe is quite into Sierra. And in this lighting, this is where he looked cute. So I was like, again, is this man a catfish? I don't understand. Does he wear makeup? What is going on? He looks totally different. But he tries to tell Sierra that she's unlike any other girl he's been around. He's definitely trying to put the feelers out there. Now, Nick and Taylor, overall, Taylor is filling in Nick on the meditation. He's saying that things went very, very well. So Nick lets him know, like, hey, look, that's all Alandria really wanted was validation. While meanwhile, we see Alandria and Jaylen talking. And once again, it does definitely seem that they are vibing. They're talking about their different lifestyles, their work schedules. You could tell Alandria is feeling it, girl. Alandria definitely likes her a little bit of Jaylen.
Don't rub me the wrong way. Somebody else talking to your girl and shit, and if it was somebody different, bro, somebody that I knew wasn't really her type, it would be way different.
And Alandria does let us know in the confessional that the vibe between Jaylen and Taylor is quite different. While with Taylor, it's more of a slow burn. With Jaylen, he has made it very, very clear that he is interested from the beginning. So for her, that is also something that is of interest. Jaylen actually gives her a little kiss on the cheek when they end their conversation, and he holds her hand to help her down the stairs. Well, that's what Taylor says. He's just like, oh, he's just helping her down the stairs. He's just helping her down the stairs. I'm like, Taylor, you better get your booty up and run, because your girl is about to get taken. Let's just be for real. And Jaylen, I fully support you taking there, okay? Somebody who's gonna show interest from the start. So Ace and Iris have another conversation.
What the hell is happening?
Ace is complimenting her, letting her know that he loves how she can pull anyone for a conversation and it's very, very comfortable. They talk about relationships. Iris says she's been in 3. But at the end of this conversation, Ace does say that he is really feeling her. So right now, he feels a bit stuck. Because remember, he's planning out all these cute dates because he's only focusing on Shelly. That's what he said. His words, not mine. Yeah, I don't know. I'm worried for my girl Shelly. Can somebody please bring in someone for my girl Shelly? Okay, I think Alandria got her king, so please bring somebody in for my girl Shelly. So Pepe decides that he wants to talk to Hannah. Hannah and Charlie are currently in the kitchen making some guac. And basically Pepe goes over to Charlie and is like, hey, bro, I'm gonna need you to head out because I'm about to take your girl. And Charlie's like, no, I'm making guacamole. So Pepe and Hannah, they end up actually going to the speakeasy. They start to talk and there's not a whole lot there. The two of them are flirting. Hannah's sitting really close to him. I'm like, whoa. As I said, okay, Hannah, you told us who you are, and we are definitely seeing it on screen. She is laughing and cheesing from ear to ear. Meanwhile, Charlie, he is venting to Shelly, and he's like, I'm just worried. I don't understand what is going on here.
Someone, do not worry about that man. You should not worry about that man until she tells you to worry about that man.
I feel like this makes no sense. What is going on with the two of them over there? So I'm starting to overthink things. Shelly's like, well, don't be so worried because you never really know. They could be sitting across the chair from each other. Don't believe that they're sitting on top of each other, making out, doing the most. Do not worry about that guy until she tells you to worry. As they flash the camera back to the two of them making out. And I'm like, wow, let me find out. Hannah is a shock to me. I'm not gonna lie to you. Hannah is a shock to me, and Charlie is another one where unfortunately I feel like he might go home. But who knows? Maybe he and Shelly could get into a friendship couple or something. I don't know, child. I don't know. But anyway, we are at the end of the episode. We do find out that tonight's vote, it's closed now. It was vote for who you want the bombshells to pair up with. Who y'all vote for? Who did y'all vote for? Let me know in the comments who y'all voted for. I will pin my vote to the top. Okay? But let me know who y'all voted for, because I am curious who you wanted each person to link up with. Anyways, thank you so much. If you watched until here, please consider supporting the videos by liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. It really helps to get the videos out there. And again, I have a $1 membership if you are interested. I will talk to you guys on Sunday night. Bye.